Alrighty, hello and welcome, buddy. What is going on? So we're here today to do One Piece manga chapter 896 live reaction. Now, yesterday when the spoilers came out, I was actually told by a friend of mine that this chapter is going to be very, very divisive. So I'm looking forward to this because that either means that it's a very, very great chapter that has perhaps a very, very bad thing, or that it's a very, very bad chapter that has a very good thing. So it's going to be quite interesting to see which one of those two is, and obviously I'm hoping that it's a very, very good chapter with perhaps one or two negatives instead of it being a very, very bad chapter with one or two positives. But this video will probably be very short, you know, because I want to sleep. So this came out perfectly at the perfect time, pretty much. And I'll have a discussion later on this, maybe a live discussion, just talking about this chapter in of itself, depending on obviously what happens in this chapter. But anyway, I'm reading this on Jamini's box. Currently on page 1, the chapter is called The Last Request. The Last Request. Okay, so we see Hadrujin. Is it? No, it's Hydrin on the front page. Tales of the Self-Proclaimed Straw Hat Grand Fleet, Volume 28, Hadrujin Arc. On the deserter list of Buggy's delivery, the new giant warrior captain Hadrujin. Okay, you know, that's fine and cool, like seeing him. I think we saw like every single person, like, no, just a one-off, you know, just a one-page thing. But I want to see who like the other giants are, whether those are, there's been a lot of speculations on whether those are Ogi and Brogy, if they've returned, but then he wouldn't be the main man, or whether those would be like Oimo and Kashi. Just speculations, of course, but you know, that's why I'm interested just to see like who the other 3 people are in his crew, because I believe there are a crew of 4. So that's what I want to know next, like who is in that crew. Anyway though, page 2 is nothing, just raws. If you are able to buy the official volumes and whatnot, you know, go ahead and do that. If you can't, if it's not available in your country, then obviously you can't. But if you can, you know, do think about supporting the mangakas as well as the publishers and whatnot. So yeah, page 3. Moment by moment, 12:28 a.m. 32 minutes until the meetup on Kyoukai Island. Is it so? Alright, we've got 32 minutes. Alright, is it possible that Katakuri could lose? Are you really asking that? And somebody gets punched. Ouch. From the beginning, that possibility has been non-existent. That's right, you idiot. Big brother Katakuri is the perfect man. If I were Straw Hat, here's what I would do. If we think about his promise to meet his crew on Kyoukai Island at 1 a.m. from a different angle, his crew won't arrive until 1 a.m. Alright, so they're gonna... Okay. Who's getting... So that one kid is getting hit. Then you've got like... I think they were like... What do we call it? Like... Septa siblings? Septa... Whatever they call, like 7 children, I think it was. So you obviously have all of them with like a scythe and whatnot. Then you've got like the one guy that was, I think it was called Ewan or something. You've got the Madara with white hair. And obviously you've got Oven as well. So you've got a lot of like, I don't know if any of them, like, a lot of people, let's just say that, right? You've got a lot of people, you know, like 20, 30 people just like waiting there, just waiting for Luffy to come out in 32 minutes. So you've got Madara out right now speaking. So if I were Straw Hat, I would capture the only key to the mirror world, Big Sister. Well, he did that. He did that. And wait for the time to pass in either the mirror world or on another island. That makes sense. Big Sister Brule is missing right now after all. Okay, so she's missing right now. Shouldn't she be free? Where did Luffy drop her? I believe like Luffy just like went back in the mirror world, and then like she was just allowed to run away on her own accord. So shouldn't she be free? Shouldn't she be like with you guys right now? That Big Sis Brule is missing right now after all. That's right. In other words, he'll run away from the duel with... Nope, he actually ran back. In other words, he will run away from the duel with Katakuri. And at 1 a.m. on the dot, it is almost certain that Straw Hat Luffy will appear from the mirror. I was just thinking, like, if that was me, right? If I was Luffy in that situation, right? I would come out, like, at 1:30 at 2 p.m. Because if I say, well, 2 a.m. Because if I say, oh, yeah, I'm going to be out at, like, 1 a.m. If I agree, like, a meeting, okay, I'm going to be there at, like, 4 p.m. or whatever. Usually I'm 2 hours late or so. So if that was me, they would be waiting for ages. I see, I agree. Big Sister Brulee is too clumsy. That's where she's so well, yeah, that's true. That's where she's so easy to capture. Are all of these people fighters? And we see, alright, so Sanji is there and he's hiding right there. If Luffy isn't able to lose him as soon as he comes out, it'll be the end of the both of us. Alright. Hey, Pudding-chan, when Luffy comes out, we'll have to part ways. Well, I mean, a lot of people weren't fan of like the Pudding and Sanji relationship. It grew on me. I'll be totally honest. I didn't like it at first, but it actually grew on me quite a lot. So I actually quite like it right now. She is so far away. Can you even hear me, Pudding-chan? She's still obviously with her acting right now. Yeah, this is your fiance, Lady Pudding. Let's get married tomorrow. Reminiscing about everything that happened during this. When you think about it, it has been quite a long arc. A lot of things have actually happened, and it has been quite a long arc. Looking back, we sure met in unusual circumstances. It's almost time for us to say goodbye. Thank you for everything. I'm the one who deceived you and tried to kill you, so please don't thank me, Sanji-san. I'm the one who should be thankful. I need to apologize properly. And she says, that's what she's thinking in her mind, but she just says, shut up. Just straight up, shut up. Well, we're enemies after all. The wedding was a trap, and although it was all a big show put on by the big man pirates, I'm glad that my fiance was you, Pudding-chan. That's nice, that's nice. So, I'm glad that my fiance was you, Pudding-chan. So, are they potential, like, end of show pairing? And Pudding, she is just bawling her eyes out with all three eyes. Oda, like, the one thing I give Oda credit for all the time, although it hasn't really happened lately because it hasn't happened in latest chapters and whatnot. But, like, when it comes to crying, right? There is nobody I feel like that can draw a better crying face than Oda. I really don't. The man knows how to make tears, alright? And Sanji's trying to calm her down, like, I know, I wasn't trying to make fun of you. And she's like, no, don't cry. Stop crying. Hey, Sanji-san. I have a request. I have just one last request. And she takes this cigarette away from him, and then there's like two symbols. I don't know what they mean. Trying to take cigarette. So does that mean that they kissed? Well, we switch away, but I'm guessing like she gave him a kiss or something. That's my assumption right here, right now, and that's obviously what the title is called, The Last Request. And she just says, I have a request. I have just one last request. So I'm assuming that she gave him a kiss. Which is nice for Sanji, you know. He deserves some after everything he's been through in this arc. I know people try to make fun of him, like Lanji, just L's, Sanji's weaker than Chopper and all that. But he deserves, he's been through a lot, right? He's actually been through a lot. 12:37 a.m. So that's, what else? Well, you've still got 23 minutes before the actual, the deadline. And we're back in the mirror world. Alright, let's see how this actually progressed. So we see Katakuri's like giant arm. There's like just a giant crater right beneath it. Both of them just looking on. Okay, so Luffy actually hit Katakuri with his attack. He actually hit Katakuri and like send him flying like that. But did Luffy... I think Katakuri... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Katakuri hit Luffy as well because there's like blood coming out of his arm. So they both hit each other. Alright. And the ground beneath Luffy breaks down, which obviously makes sense considering how big Katakuri's arm is. So Luffy falls down to the ground. Katakuri is still standing. Katakuri looking at Luffy. And Luffy, he's gone out of gear fourth. And he is done for. He's totally done. Now he's officially done for. Like, you know, that's the face that he always has on when he's totally done for. And Katakuri... Okay, so a double KO. Katakuri falls down himself. Okay. Alright. So it's actually a double KO. I was hoping for that. You know, I was actually hoping for a double KO. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I didn't think that Luffy should be able to beat Katakuri. Honestly, Katakuri, for me, he's been hit far too little, and Luffy's been hit far too much. Like, Luffy, his stamina in this fight has almost been like that of an awakened Zoan. You know, just fighting for days and days and days and days on end. Whereas Katakuri, like, he's been hit just by Gear 4th, honestly. Like, besides that, Luffy hit him with like one kick, and that was really it. Besides that, Luffy didn't actually hit him once. But like, especially in like the last chapter when Snake Man was activated and whatnot, Katakuri was still dodging a lot of Luffy's attacks. So for me, you know, Luffy, as much as I like him, yeah, as much as I actually want him to be on the level to beat Katakuri, because that would mean that he's going to have a good chance against Kaido in the next arc, which is a little bit of improvements here and there. Perhaps not solo, but, you know, just a good chance to actually have a good fight against Kaido if he can just sustain Gear 4th. For me, there is still, he's still not as complete. But it looks like Katakuri is down as well, which either is due to like him using his observation haki that much, or it's due to, could be actually. There was a mention of Luffy saying that, you know, Katakuri using observation haki that much must tie him out as well, so that could be as well. Unless Katakuri is like, it's the same as Cracker, just pretty bad at taking hits, although he took Gear 4 Tank Man hits and he was A-OK. I feel like the most damage he's done to himself was stab himself. To be totally honest. To be 100% honest. But they're both down and the clock just continues. 12:40 a.m. Whole Cake Island. We finally made it to this moment. With these incredible slim odds, if he manages to get away from this all-out attack formation, it'll be unbelievable. And that's Big News Morgan, the one that just captivated the One Piece community. You've actually got Compote there. Like, she has literally done nothing for her. Like, despite her being like the eldest daughter, you would expect to do something. But she's done absolutely nothing. Look at Perospero, the eldest son, and look what he's done. You look at all the daughters, and besides Pudding and Chiffon, has any of them actually done anything? You know, think totally honest. Like, you had Katakuri, did something. Cracker did something. Mondor did something. You know, all of them really. The one I feel who has the best devil fruit not magistry, the best devil fruit that we've seen, the best use of a devil fruit that we've seen, besides perhaps Kuma, Perospero, you know, making an elevator with candy, a whole laboratory with candy, just impressive, just such an awesome mastery. Damn it, I can't speak. Like, just unbelievable. But like, all females haven't really done it. Look, we were expecting Thing to do a lot. Smoothie, besides One Slash, has he done anything? Nope. Big Mom, she's the one really the one real one that has done something. Anyway, it's the unbelievable big news. Obviously, here with his big news. Be quiet, Morgans. Throw out any hopes you have for a scoop. We're sending tens of thousands of our forces. It may look embarrassing, but I'll quash that 1 in a million chance. Even if the one to appear from the mirror was the Come on! Are you being serious? Even if the one to appear from the mirror was the Pirate King, Gold Roger himself, Gold D Roger, put the D on his name, he deserves that, was the Pirate King, Gold D Roger himself, he wouldn't be able to get away. And when they're captured, we'll execute all of them and line their heads up for display. Record that scene tomorrow. It'll serve as a warning. Nah. No. If Roger came out right there was the whole mention of him just fighting against the whole army, whatnot, just because they insulted his friends. In this case, if Roger was there, one Congress heart key, and besides, pretty much everyone besides maybe Oven would be knocked out. So, no, don't give me that. Do not give me that. If Roger came out there, you guys wouldn't even be able, even like a dying, you know, sick Roger would still handle all of them casually. So look at what an old dying white bit in. Now imagine Roger doing that. No. Like this, no, sorry. Stop that hype, right? It's obviously hype for Luffy. But stop that hype, because right now you're just diminishing the name of the Pirate King, the legendary Pirate King. How vulgar, and Stussy, how vulgar. You don't need to go so far. Don't be stupid. This is almost too kind. 12:43 a.m. It's impossible, Father. We're at our limits. We'll be done in before we reach the island. Let's throw the cake off and escape already. Don't falter now. We may have all come from different places. Right. We may have all come from different places, but at least in the face of death, we should stay together, Father. Alright? 12:45 a.m. We should be able to make it there by 1 a.m. Alright, so you're 50 minutes away. But what I'm worried about is the key of the mirror world, Brule. If he wins the duel and Brule isn't there, he won't be able to get out the mirror world. That's true. I don't think Luffy's the type of man that can take that into account. That it's impossible. It's definitely impossible. What should we do? What worries me is not knowing if he even knows the meeting time. I mean, that was something that was brought up, that he doesn't actually know what time it is inside the mirror world. He doesn't actually know what time it is outside, and obviously because there's no clock inside, there's just mirrors. 12:47. So Luffy is alright. He's out of the hole. He flung himself out of the hole. Katakuri's still on the ground. You know, Luffy on the ground too. Luffy, huff, huff, huff. Listen carefully, Luffy. The meeting time is at 1 AM tonight. After you knock him down, search for the mirror that leads to Kakeo Island. Let's meet up there. Huff, 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 huff. What time is it right now? And Katakuri is just standing above Luffy, like just menacing. But I feel that's almost like a false bravado. I feel like that's almost like, you know, when you see a movie when like somebody stands up, when like both people are down, somebody stands up and then one person falls. I feel like that's almost what's going to happen right now. Unless he's actually good to go, which in that case, Luffy is screwed. In that case, the fight is over. It honestly is over. I don't think Luffy can even fight. Like, he's got this face on like, bruh. Wow, how are you standing, bro? Huff, huff. Now, Katakuri is done for too. Like, he is huffing the same as Luffy. Huff. Someday, will you come back here to defeat Big Mom? Of course, I am the man who will be the Pirate King. You're looking pretty far into the future. And Katakuri falls down. That's the end of the battle. That's the end of the battle. To me, it's almost like a broken spirit. Not so much like a broken body, but more so a broken spirit. Someday will you come back here to defeat Big Mom? Of course. I am the man who will be the Pirate King. You're looking pretty far into the future. And he falls. And he's... Damn, he's huge. I mean, I knew he was like say 7 or 8 feet tall. No, not more than that. He was like Doflamingo's like 8 feet tall. In meters. Doflamingo's like 4 meters tall, and Katakuri is like 8 or so, or 12, I think, even 12. Yeah, 12 probably. So it makes sense that he's that big. But damn, like that is huge. That is huge. But Luffy looks like has beaten him. And Luffy puts his hat on Katakuri. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. That's a nice... I mean, this fight is so weird. This fight has been so weird. Like, usually, you know, a lot of people obviously like fights. A lot of people dislike. There's a lot of people that dislike the fights in One Piece. There's a lot of people that like the fights in One Piece. I've always been in like the mind that some fights are very, very good. Other fights are just there to be fights. This fight... I really liked it at the beginning, then I didn't like it towards the middle, and then towards the end, I really, really liked it. But yeah, that's pretty much how it sums up for me. Like, the ending... Alright, okay, I'll be honest. I wish I would have seen the actual punch connect. You know, I wish it didn't end the way it did last chapter. But overall, I feel like the fight was... different. I feel like it was almost like a Frankie and Senor Pink moment where like both men were just like fighting with respect to each other. Like both men were just respecting each other and just fighting out of the pure joy of fighting almost. So that's why I feel like it just ended up, and that's why I actually started liking it more, because at the beginning it just seemed like a cool fight, then towards the middle it was just like a one-sided fight, and like towards the end it's more and more became just like a battle of pride almost. And Katakuri looks like he's lost. Luffy is trying to like walk out there. I don't know whether like, Katakuri is like totally done for. Whether like I feel like it's just his spirit that's broken. In all honesty, I don't even feel it's like it's his body, just his spirit. But that's a pretty cool panel of like Luffy throwing the hat on him. What's going on here? Double page play. Big brother Katakuri, Twig, Brule. It's wait, what? It's Brule's rod. What foul tricks did he use for Big Brother Katakuri to... What's this? It seems that Katakuri has been defeated. Unbelievable, Gao. My name is Nazms. The mysterious saver Nazim's Nazo in Japanese means mysterious. I have captured Brûlé and have been waiting for you in order. You can't, no. I have Okay. How the heck did you capture Brûlé? Where did you capture Brûlé? And how did you even know that they were in the mirror world? How did you know? Like, how did you watch them without them actually spotting you? Like they were using observation haki, right, to the absolute fullest, and they didn't spot you. And the second Luffy defeats Katakuri, Brûlé makes a noise. Brûlé starts speaking, and come on, honestly, come on. Peckhams, you're safe. Yeah, since big bro Pedro sacrificed himself for you guys, I can't let you die here. The idea is good. Execution, terrible. The idea is good. That Peckham actually joins in. Because he had to have a bigger role in this, you know, because he had such a big role to begin with. So he had to have a bigger role in this, and especially considering, you know, what happened to Pedro. And last time we saw him, he was crying his eyes out because of Pedro. I like the idea of him. Well, if we had a panel, even just like one tiny little panel previously of him, just like being like, okay, you know what, I'm heading off to the mirror, or him like being in front of Brûlé or anything those among those swords would have been so much. But this just out of nowhere. Anyway, let's finish the chapter. 12:50 a.m. I see Kakeo. It has to be like yeah, there is a bunch. Okay, I'm just looking at the panel below. There's a bunch of ships. Sandy, Luffy hasn't come out yet. Don't get close to the fleet waiting at the coast. I'll definitely bring Luffy back over to I mean, Sandy's probably the best equipped, like from his speed, and then obviously he can go into the air, so he doesn't actually have to run with Luffy. You can just grab him and just go as high as possible so nobody can chase him. 12:55 a.m. So we're 5 minutes away. Does everyone have their weapons ready? He'll appear within the next 5 minutes. Now come on out, Straw Hat Luffy. A critical moment. To be continued. Oh, I know why it's been now a decisive chapter. The fight itself, right? The fight itself, as a whole, right? I thought was pretty good. Probably my favorite fight. I don't feel like One Piece fight have been all that great. The best one probably being the Lucci fight. But like as a whole, they've not been that great just because of like the constant switching back and forth. I'm talking about that as a serious problem, but yeah, not as serious as I'm with an OU, but as serious as in like the whole show's a One Piece problem. All right. That's why I always say, like, the fights, you either love them or you don't. With this one, I feel like it almost worked because it kept switching, and then like the last 2-3 chapters it didn't switch, so it almost worked in that aspect. I just feel Luffy was too weak. Luffy just not too weak, but like he didn't land any hits. That's this. Yeah, besides like the first 2-3 seconds of like Gear 4 of Snake Man, and like the first 2-3 seconds of like Tank Man. Besides that, he didn't really land any hits. So I'm almost, I don't know. The fight is over, which I'm glad about because it, you know, I want to move on. I want the story to move on, but it almost, I feel like Oda almost wrote himself into a corner. It almost made Katakuri too strong, or made Luffy perhaps too weak. The whole thing of seeing the future, I think that was just very, very difficult to get around, and I feel like Luffy, until the end, didn't really manage to get a way around that. But he still somehow came out as a victor, so I really can't complain. The fight itself, I mean, the ending, again, I wish I would have seen the hit. But it almost felt like just a battle between like two manly characters. So for me, that's to be fair, that's totally fine. Not every fight needs to have like a grand, spectacle like the Doflamingo fight had. But this Nazums, that is just terrible. That is just terrible. Again, I like the idea of Peckham's actually coming in, but why? First of all, why are you dressed like that? Luffy just spot you right away, which just shows you how much Luffy has developed as a character. He couldn't spot Soga King, but he can find Peckham / Nazums. Like the execution of this is just bad. It is just bad. Damn it, my eye. Like the idea again, my eye's just terrible. I like the idea that Peckham actually comes in and helps because, quite frankly, that's what he said he would do. Now the question is, how are they gonna get out of there? How would you get out of there? The best way I can see is like, I don't know. Like the only way I can see this ending right now, this happening right now, is if Peckham's went out the mirror world right now. And he's like, Luffy's coming out of a different mirror. Like he's run away and he's like escaped through a different mirror, something like that. So like to get all of them to like look away, to all of them like to go to a different mirror, the ones that were thrown into like the water and whatnot. So all of them would run over there, and then Luffy could just run out of that, and Sanji could grab him and then run. Like that's the only way I can see them get out of there. Or like Luffy comes out with like some clutch Conqueror's Haki, the likes that nobody's ever seen, and then just Oven is left and Sanji has to take care of. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know how this is gonna go. I'll be surprised. I just hope it's not a surprise like Nazem. So that's probably like the big negative of this chapter. It really is. Sanji looks like he was getting kissed as well by Brule. Not whoa, whoa, by Pudding. Good on him. Good on him. He deserves some. Oda obviously not showing that because obviously he says that he doesn't want his story to be that. That's fine. But my man deserves some happiness. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even a Sanji fanboy. I like Zoromon and Sanji, but I still want Sanji to have some happiness. Overall, I'm gonna do a review. I'm gonna do a discussion. Maybe I'll do a discussion about this later today or maybe tomorrow. I'll probably live stream it. See if I can get some people to join. But this overall, not a bad chapter. A good chapter. Probably the weakest chapter of Whole Cake Island though. And that's probably just because I actually hate the Nazem's part. It's just out of nowhere. Like, at least foreshadow it or something, but just out of nowhere. Anyway, the story is now moving forward. And now we're gonna see how exactly Luffy manages, or how exactly the crew manages to escape Whole Cake Island. That's what I'm more interested in right now. The story progressing, and we'll see exactly how this goes. We'll see exactly how this moves forward. And Morgan's is going to be even hyped than ever. Luffy's going to get a massive bounty upgrade. I can see him having like a bounty like 900 million with everyone else's bounty increasing by like 200-300 million. Because this is Yonko. This is Yonko. This is not, Doflamingo. This is not, Kyoukai. This is a Yonko territory. Put that, him defeating, first of all, Cracker with the help of Nami, and now Katakuri is very impressive. So that's all I'll say. That's probably where I'll leave it at. I actually enjoyed this chapter, although there is just one massive negative, and that's probably the biggest negative I've had of this whole arc. Not even like the chase sequence between like Big Mom and the Strats was as bad as this. It's just Nazum's, Peckham's just coming out of there. That's the one thing. That is the biggest negative probably of this whole arc, in my opinion. And it is a massive negative to drop this chapter down from like it being like a good chapter to probably just being meh at worst, at best, really, both really meh, just overall. But yeah, it's over. the battle with Katakuri, the main villain for this arc, really is over, and we'll see exactly how the thing with Capone actually goes, because considering, you know, they were complaining and whatnot, so we'll see exactly how that goes as well, how they're gonna progress as well. I just want to know how to get out of there, to be totally honest. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and until then, gentlemen, peace out, everyone, and have a nice day.